Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the ThyGap podcast. It is the DarkSwamp Series, England versus India, 4th test. This is the reverse swing, reverse fortune edition. And my name is Bogus Noog as always, and with me is...
Being Brut, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite host of the ThyGap podcast among two hosts. Welcome everybody, and Bogus, welcome to you too.
It's not a competition, bro.
It is a competition.
It's not a competition.
It is a competition. Stop arguing everything.
Speaking of which, in our previous episodes, we did an episode called It's Not a Competition. It's possibly one of the best episodes we've ever done.
Plug in
and
right up front.
You can say that for almost every episode. I mean...
We've been plugging in a lot.
Barring a few.
Yeah.
You know that they're the best. One of the best.
But this episode doesn't need any plugins, Bogus.
It doesn't, because it's about the legendary 4th test.
Yes.
Of the DarkSwamp series. And Brut, before we go into that, of course, today the news broke out that this series is no more. It has ceased to be.
Yes, and more unfortunate so for the ECB, considering the amount of insurance that they might lose, 48 million USD.
Yeah.
So I don't think we feel as unfortunate as them.
Come on, ECB, show us you got the pockets. Show us you got that
all that colonial wealth.
That old Victorian money. Shake off the,
Shake some pounds.
Shake some coats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunate for us as viewers, as a fan of the game.
This test series has been so good, just high class in terms of entertainment. I mean, both teams are not, you wouldn't say they're perfect, but still the way they've played this game, like it's been largely dominated, of course, by India, but England also fought back and they fought back well. And
I beg to differ. It would easily have been 3-1.
It would have been, yeah.
But for the dirty weather up there in the islands of England, so I don't think...
DarkSwamp Series for
the
that.
DarkSwamp Series, right?
Yeah.
It's deserves that name. But I don't really think that it was even Stevens barring for like one test.
Yeah, that's what I said, like largely dominated by
India. It is dominated by India. They checked every chance they took. They won every tough session where they would have, they could have easily collapsed or given up. So it was the stronger of the two, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
India was definitely the stronger of the two. If it was not for the, debacle,
right,
once again in the third test, I think it would have still been a fair fight.
True, but the third test did happen, and the way they came back, it was all clear from the way they played. They were just executing whatever plans they had, one after the other, and they were sticking to their discipline.
The process is what we need to focus on. Was once said by the great MSD, the current mentor of the Indian T20 side.
Yeah, that's another big news.
Worry about the process. Don't worry about the output. So it was actually about how well we execute the process, but not so much about the result of the match. Basically everybody who is in the process knows that the output will be in their favor if they stick to the process. Hence, process.
Always an honor to have you on our podcast, MS.
How do you think he got all the knowledge about cricket?
Yeah.
He listens to ThyGap podcast.
Of course he does.
He subscribes.
And
he shares.
Yeah.
Our unforetold, brand ambassador of all the podcast. But again, Bogus, we are digressing.
Yeah. I think we are trying to cope with what has happened because I'm sure, like me, you were also looking forward to a cracker of a match, beginning today.
I wanted India to put the lid on them once and for all. So, and finally, Ashwin was getting to play.
Yeah.
I think that should have been a sign that there would not be a 5th test. That finally the cribbing, ever nagging Ashwin got a chance to play, and voila, Ravi Shastri was like, this is it. Let's not have the 5th test.
Was he ever nagging though? Because all the noise that I came across was external from outside, people.
No, I mean, I just like to believe Ashwin is nagging. Like if I was a player
for your own comfort,
if I was a player, Indian team, I could clearly imagine, and you're not on the ground and you're sitting on the balcony, the pavilion, just watching the game, observing. I could almost feel Ashwin breathing down my throat, giving me unnecessary knowledge of what's already happening in front of me.
I think.
But that's just me, it's just me.
I think Tim Payne has poisoned your mind.
No,
against our boy. No, again,
Anyways, this is not about Ashwin, bogus.
I know.
Stop
we'll come this out.
propagating Ashwin so
I'm
much.
not propagating Ashwin. You are.
It is unfortunate that I didn't get to see India putting lid on the England side.
We didn't get to see the fulfillment of the prophecy.
Yeah.
There was a prophecy. Australia and Australia, England and England,
South Africa and South Africa. Yeah.
The prophecy had to be fulfilled, and
India's C team will go play Afghanistan in Afghanistan and win.
Yeah,
So
throw that in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is definitely unfortunate. There are talks that they might kind of reschedule the final test
to next year.
Whenever that is, this becomes like the longest tournament ever.
If, that's what they go with, because there's another option in the air, which is cut short this series to whatever has happened.
Yeah.
And then consider the rescheduled one as a standalone
independent
one.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. Like one test series.
Because I think I know the reason why they want
What is this, the WTC final?
No, but I think I know why they want to do that. Because if they continue the series, I doubt if they can change the squad.
Why not?
Because you submit a squad for a series, not like for a match or like
unless and
until like there is a huge injury or something goes wrong with a player and you want to like substitute one or two players, you just can't bring like a different team altogether. So that would be a challenge, because then you're talking about 1 year later, God knows what happens. Anderson is above 40. Archer and Ben Stokes might be back. For all you care that suddenly Josh Butler is in form and Moeen Ali is...
If ECB and BCCI say, hey, we're going to shake hands, we're going to hug, and we're going to make out, whatever it is, we're just going to have it be played, So would it really matter? Would ICC still come and say, no, it has to go up according to these rules?
Rules are rules, bro. Rules are rules. You play the rules by the rules. But that's with the first test. It's done and dusted. There's nothing much to it.
It's done.
If it is played independently or as a continuation, whatever it is, as long as it's played, it's fine. We get to see another test match. Perfect.
And now back to the fourth test, Brut.
Yeah.
Back to our DarkSwamp series. Reverse Swing, Reverse Fortune edition.
Yeah.
Oh man. It was just starting off after India's loss to England, and right away we see in a ground that is supposed to have something for spin, we see R Ashwin is again sitting out.
Yes.
And
the sweet news that I wanted to hear.
Hey, it's a template for success now.
It is. And we got couple of changes. Ishant is out. Umesh Yadav comes in.
Yep.
Risky move. And then who else is out?
Well, Shardul Thakur comes in for
Mohammad Shami.
Yep.
So not really risky move, but we lost pace there.
Yeah.
But we gained pace with Umesh Yadav. So it's again kind of balanced. So fair changes. No complaints there. Rahane is still playing.
Yeah.
So big match for him. And with England, Josh Butler had to go 4 lanes away to his home for his newborn's delivery.
Yes.
So in comes Ollie Pope.
Yep.
Now, first day of the fourth test. We score 190. We get all out for 190. Virat Kohli scores a fighting 50.
Yep.
In the middle order.
Yep. In that 190 also, they have Chris Wokes coming in. They were looking forward to his return.
Yeah. And he did return.
He hadn't played in a while.
Yeah.
But straight
because
away,
he took time to shave his beard.
He's the one to open the gates for them.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma first over 5th ball. Oh my God.
Crazy ball. Crazy.
Very good ball.
Yeah. Just rising, and there was nothing he could have done.
He didn't play a wrong shot.
Yeah.
But this has been the trend. I think Indian batsmen in general across the series never gave away the wicket. No like rash shot here and there.
Well, if you say never, then Pant had one, where it was kind of given away, like a guy somewhere close by just caught it like that.
But
so
very
there were
rare.
a few.
Like very rare.
There were a few that were
not like
kind of
English
given.
players.
No, definitely not like them.
Yeah.
So Chris Wokes not only opens the gate for them, but then 4 wickets, dude.
Yeah.
And as usual, I think Anderson or Robinson took 3.
Yeah, another 2 here and there. Moeen Ali took 1 of Jadeja.
And we, barring for that Kohli 50,
Shardul Thakur's
the Lord
counter-attacking 57 or something in 32 balls, dude. It's not a joke. Scoring at that rate in that situation.
What struck me about Shardul's innings was how, like in a series where so many batsmen appear to have been second guessing their shots, right?
Yeah.
Like mid shot, they're still not sure. Oh, should I be still doing this or not?
Yeah.
And
edge.
that hesitation, that shyness, the sniffing around what people are cooking, all that stuff. Shardul seems to be in his own zone. Basically, he's like, this is what my coach taught me when I was 15 or something. This is how you play this shot. And just nice flow, no hesitation, like straight face of the bat.
Yeah, meeting the middle of the bat consistently.
Consistently.
There are probably 2 or 3 edges, but that is expected with the way he was going for his shots.
Yeah.
But I think what really struck me was when Shardul crossed that 30-run mark and then Jasprit Bumrah came in, right? Root was like, oh my God, I can't let this happen again. Not another 100-run partnership like on the 9th wicket.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're like 300 for like 9.
Yeah.
And then the day ends. I can't let it happen.
Yeah.
That face that Root had for a brief moment, I think till Shardul got out, obviously. I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Ye dar acha hai is
Yeah.
basically what he said. Yeah, that was pretty good. Because that was a huge possibility that could have happened.
That could have happened. Even if Shardul would have added another 20 runs, we would have crossed the 200 mark.
Yeah.
And that again would have been like psychological pressure for England.
And it's only because when he was nearing to the phase when he got out, he was just trying to do it every ball now. It was like he was just in a steroided kind of
Yeah.
mode.
You know what I felt? I felt he got tired. In a sense, like he was mentally tired because see, when you go with that kind of pace of scoring runs, right? And especially if you're someone who's not like a batsman, you tend to get tired easily. You tend to like lose that focus or concentration. And now you're like, "Okay, I've done my bit. I'll just throw the bat." And it almost looked like that because the same thing happened even in Gabba, if you remember. Like after he crossed that 60 runs, 50 odd runs, right? 60 runs. You could see that now his bat was a little loose. It was going way too forward than it was before. He was trying to meet the ball rather.
Yeah.
So that has a tendency. Generally, again, lower orders have that tendency.
That's a good point. But did Lord Thakur save our ass or what?
He did. He did.
First innings.
In 2 ways. One, he put England in the back foot immediately.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it could have been so easily 120.
Yeah.
Now we have to score like 70 odd. And Root is making the calculations. Okay, we have 100 runs with me. Who will score the rest of the 70? So Root is already making those calculations.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the possibility of a huge lead kind of like looks like a long shot.
Yeah.
For Root, right? So it's not going to be last match once again. It's not a repeat of the third test because we might not get a huge lead.
Yeah.
Right? So all those things started coming into the picture and you could almost see that when England came into batting.
And man, what fun that phase of play when they came into bat.
Yeah.
And when Bumrah just opened up, Burns.
Rory Burns once again.
Yeah.
Useless as ever.
Speaking of Rory Burns, when you're driving your car, when you're making some turns or something, your natural A pillar is always blocking your view.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to move your head and twist it a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to call that the Rory Burns.
Yeah. It is like that.
Yeah.
It is like that. The other thing that I started seeing is both the openers have ponies. Rory Burns and Hamid both have ponies, like long hair and a pony, right?
Yeah.
And if you observe, like if one guy gets out early, the other guy has to get out early.
Yeah.
If one guy plays well, the other guy has to play well, even if he doesn't like. Which is what it looked like when Hamid survived for whatever period. It looked like, oh shit, Rory is not there. So what am I doing here types?
It's my time to go.
It's my time to go.
Let me brother from another mother.
Yeah. But 290, England has scored 290. Luckily, Root got out really quickly. Big plus.
Because
Umesh
Yadav on that day itself.
Peach of a delivery.
What a delivery.
Umesh Yadav just killed it with that.
Anytime you get Root, that's such a huge stake in the contribution.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Scored a decent, again, like typical Root's 30. Confident drives and then one
Did
pole.
you notice Bumrah's ball to Hamid that got him out? It's a lot like Rohit Sharma's.
Yeah. It rose from
ball.
like the rising ball.
You could not just escape. It was so good. Bumrah really opened it up, man.
Bumrah was really well. I felt bad for Siraj. I think he did bowl well, but a lot of his edges went for force this time. So I felt like it was just unlucky, and you could see like it was affecting Siraj that he was not getting it. Yeah, he was not getting that one wicket and kept on. He tried going fuller and fuller and fuller, and he was still not getting it. Then he started going for runs and all. So you could see that. Also, I felt Siraj was tired. Once again, too much of cricket for him. Looked like he was getting tired easily. He was not able to come in for those long spells,
Right.
which he was doing before. Who else is I think apart from that, Shardul.
In the first innings, no,
Did he get any wicket?
he got wickets in both innings, bro.
Whose wicket did he get in first innings?
He always got like the big ones, like Ollie Pope's wicket when he was.
Oh,
in
yeah,
80s.
81.
So the day ends with Burns and Hamid gone because of
Root.
Bumrah, and Root is gone because of Umesh. And because of Umesh Yadav, the whole scenery is different now. Even when they were walking back, you could see like it's logical.
England looked like they would pack up for 190.
That's about it. And the next day, we had the whole Pope, Bairstow, and Moeen Ali partnership. These three guys.
Annoying, yeah.
A threatening phase, but India did really well to actually, keep them.
No, I just
within
feel it was Pope. The only difference, Bairstow was always scoring that 40-30 even earlier. Moeen Ali was always scoring that 25-30. So they didn't do anything exceptional if you think about it. What costed India that 100-run lead or that 99-run whatever lead was Pope's innings.
Right.
If you look at who Pope replaced, right? He replaced Josh Butler, who was averaging about 6 in the series. So that 80 runs were a huge plus for England.
And also the fact that they got to select this guy at his home ground.
Yeah.
Where he has like crazy stats.
Yeah. Huge average.
A lot of success, a huge average.
He knows it in and out basically.
And
it's a backyard.
For that to have almost like worked out so well for them, like that was quite a good move actually to pick him.
I think that was the reason they chose him over Sam Billings.
Okay.
I think that was the only reason.
Probably.
I remember somebody saying that. This is Pope's favorite ground. This is his claim to fame.
He basically played like he knew a lot about what was going on. You know, like he was just confident.
Yeah.
No second thoughts about what the ball was doing. Nothing.
Except for that piece from Shardul, for which he got out.
Of course, yeah. And that is again Lord Thakur coming in and
he did what he had to do.
He just did
what he's good at. He's like John Wick.
Up. Yeah.
He is the real John Wick. He comes, he does his job, and then he goes back to his shell.
The fucking pencil.
So that was once again, I think we didn't bowl badly.
Oh no,
it was just like...
It was a really good job to actually keep them within 190.
To be really honest, because we didn't see... we didn't see Pope coming into bat yet. At the end of day one, when England was about like 50 odd for 3, I thought they'll wrap up for about 200.
Okay.
Because with Root gone, I was looking at a collapse.
Me too, yeah.
Fresh day, bowlers are fresh, etc., etc.
And that would have been
almost 2 new batsmen.
If not for this guy.
If not for Pope, right?
Yeah.
So good job, Pope.
Good job to him. Like
Vatican is very happy.
Yeah, he's just newly anointed by the Vatican, but early 20s, quite young, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he also played he horribly failed in India.
Yeah, he had no luck.
He had zero idea of how to play.
And you can understand, like so young, coming to complete culture shock.
He reminds me of Ian Bell so much.
He does, yeah.
Right?
When
that annoying, gritty batting that he did.
The
Ian
posture and the body movement and all. Yeah, he does. So
England end up with like 99 runs of lead.
99 runs of lead, yeah. And then our glorious second innings start.
Then our favorite, the one and only, the legend, the beast, the Rohit Sharma walks in along with his partner K. Rahul.
Of course.
And they go off to a pretty good start.
What a start, dude.
What a start. Like, I think K. Rahul was unlucky. I thought it was not out.
No, it was out.
I thought I don't know. I felt that he did hit the pad.
But there was a clear nick.
I mean,
it was there.
It might have been. I would have.
He got confused because of the pad hitting thing.
Maybe. Unfortunately, Sanjay Manjrekar gave a theory about why, Rahul went for the appeal, went for the review, which I turned off the screen by then. But I think KL Rahul played really well. True. Unlucky with his 50
KL
or
Rahul,
100.
What a series he's had.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job.
He's blunted the opening pace attack so well, so good.
All that hoopla that Chris Wokes bought in the first innings went for, became so blah.
Yeah.
Right? And Rohit Sharma, once again, I think even Rohit Sharma played really well in the series.
Dude,
I don't think...
The innings we're talking about is 127.
No, I'm not saying about this innings. Like, in general, up till that point,
the openers.
I thought Rohit would have scored at least 2 centuries before this innings. He got out for an 80 odd.
Yeah.
And he got out for a rash shot about around 60 or something.
That 80 was good enough as well as a century.
Yeah. So
It was that good.
yeah, but I think he still missed out on 100 at that point.
Yeah, he did.
But this time they really batted. Like they batted so well and they set up the whole bloody, stage. They basically tackled the deficit by themselves, that 99 runs, because I think they had a 100-run partnership.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100 run partnership.
So they, without losing a wicket, they've completed the deficit, right? Now we are even Stevens with 10 wickets in hand. And boy, did we take advantage of that.
Holy shit, dude. Like Rohit Sharma just laid the foundation.
Yeah.
He was like, let me put this yantra or whatever, let me take care of this stuff. I'll do the puja, you don't worry. And I'll build the cellar and the ground floor.
Without even making faces. That's the beauty of that innings.
That's it, yeah.
No faces from Rohit Sharma in a 127 innings. No and all that. And still like...
When he's batting, he's a little too occupied to be doing that. It's in the slips where he sees
magic.
magic.
It's like, I think when he's batting itself, I think, for him, the game is very slow. Right? Because he has that, extra second to play the ball and all that.
Yeah.
You can only imagine how Rohit Sharma, it's like you're asking Flash to stand at slips and just wait for the ball.
Yeah.
You know how slow time would be going for him? Like, what the hell? Nothing is happening. So, Rohit Sharma, we empathize with him.
And he very recently protested in front of Dinesh Karthik that, they keep saying I have more time. I don't have more time. Like, where is the time?
कहाँ था? Time मेरे को मिलता ही नहीं time. I don't have time only. I keep getting late for everything. But no, Rohit Sharma played a fantastic inning.
It was the foundation.
Yeah.
That the innings needed, and I guess that's the reason why they gave him the man of the match.
That is debatable. We'll come to that later.
We'll come to that. That's debatable for me also.
He wouldn't have had the chance if it was not for the Lord Thakur.
But then, Rahul goes. He makes a really good 50.
Yes,
and he goes.
No, Rahul doesn't make a 50. He got out for like 47,
40s, very close
46
to,
something.
Yeah,
but he was looking really good. I thought he was also up for a century.
In walks Pujara, ever so positive, suddenly like a fresh flower.
Yeah,
in this
it's
test
like
match.
Something went wrong with you, bro.
It's like I feel young. I feel energetic. I want to jump.
I feel good. So yeah, Pujara comes in.
Springly step.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops all the bowlers.
Wow, he just got so many chances to play his favorite square cut
shots, the ramp shot.
The ramp
the
shot.
slips.
Yeah, he was just in a playful mood.
Yeah, he just was like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Bitch,
come on, baby, light my
I got aluminum. That's what Pujara was like.
Pujara had aluminum with him.
Yeah.
And some yellow cake.
And that was with Virat Kohli, which he brought along with him.
Exactly.
Virat Kohli came in with some yellow cake later on. Ajinkya Rahane was left with nothing. Very, very disappointing. Ajinkya, Jinx, we are disappointed.
Jinx Rahane, I'm sure, is disappointed himself. I mean, that's his natural expression.
Yeah.
But this time
he starts off with disappointment. You can only imagine where he ends.
Unfortunate series for an unforgettable series for Jinx Rahane.
Yes. He didn't get the captaincy. He didn't get batting.
Even though the second innings, he had a DRS that actually worked in his favor.
And still.
Just 2-3 balls after that. It was curtains.
He dropped a catch in the slips. But yes, forgettable series for him.
Forgettable. So Pujara walks in, then Kohli of course walks in, and Kohli and Pujara kill it again.
They kill it again. Kohli once again, I thought, was in for a good score.
Dude, the drives.
Oh, sweet Lord.
In this test
on
match,
drives.
Even the first innings and the second innings, the on drives, the extra cover drives, the cover drives were just
beautiful.
How much
wind
pace he was getting from the bat.
Yeah.
Like he was just looking like
that
he was just
bat speed
it.
Was back.
It was like a whip.
Yeah.
Like,
the first on drive he played, I felt it was very awkward because his bat was completely cross. It was not like his typical straight bat going down the ground. His first on drive that he played, I almost felt his bat was going towards mid wicket. And I was like, okay, he's tried it, he's gone for it, and it went off. So I hope like the next one he connects, and boy did he connect the next one. The next one was that vintage Virat Kohli's like the ball passing through right between the stumps and the runner types kind of a shot. And that's when I was like, dude, at least now get a century. Please hit that century.
Yeah.
Get the jinx broken. But no, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen, but it was still a really good 50.
It was a very good 50.
And really beautiful shots in that 50.
Yeah.
Then we have...
then once again.
the surprise, Jadeja coming in ahead of Rahane as well in this test.
I think they experimented with it. And
to break the bowling's concentration around the
rhythm
channel or
of
whatever.
Yeah.
That whole channel thing, I kind of get it.
Even I get it. I think it was a brave move. I don't know if it has paid off or not, because if it was to protect Rahane in any way, it didn't.
It did not.
Yeah.
And
but it did make the job easier for Virat Kohli.
I think it added one more partnership for us.
Yeah.
Like, even though Jadeja was just hitting 10, 13 or whatever.
Yeah, he was eating up balls.
He was playing out like 35, 45 balls, and he was building up a partnership with Kohli. So in that way it helped, and also that channel talk kind of made sense to me. The only thing that gives you pause is when veterans, like ex-players, talking about what kind of a negative impact that can have on a player like Rahane because he's being pushed down the order. And when they talk about it, it's like they know the inside scoop. They know what happens generally with players as well. So is that really like a big thing? Like, if they explain to Rahane that there are reasons why we're doing it and it's strategic, it's not really a reflection on your form of whatever, do you think it would really have a negative impact?
If it was not, say if a Mayank Agarwal is there, okay, instead of Rahane, then Mayank wouldn't mind. He would get the point. But see, you need to understand the history of Rahane, right?
His tenure, you mean? His seniority?
Like Rahane is the guy who plays those anchor innings after Pujara. So when you say that, hey, I wanted to play with the lower order, I wanted to hold fort with the lower order, let Jadeja come in, we have this idea to break the rhythm of the bowlers, blah, blah, blah. It's like saying, hey, why don't I drop Rahul Dravid to 5th position just so that he'll deal with the older ball better? You know, if you look at the skill level of a Jadeja versus a Rahane, Rahane is obviously much better skilled in playing a new ball or a seam ball.
Yeah.
Right? And Jadeja actually has a weakness for, you know, the swing bowling and all that. So it does have an impact, yes, in the sense like you're getting demoted, and that is after 7-8 innings of bad scores. So that will definitely be on the back of your mind. And if you're a veteran player, you're having a string of bad scores, the thing that you want to do is go out on the ground. You don't want to sit in the pavilion and wait for your chance, right? Because you're experienced, you're ready to prove yourself, so you have all these thoughts, you're preparing for that slot, and suddenly I change your position. So it does have an impact.
But it's not a drastic change in terms of positions, because it's just one number difference in a test match.
It is kind. See, I'll tell you, especially in the middle order, even if you go one position up or down, it's a huge difference.
In what sense?
Like,
Is it at the rate that you have to score, your strike rate, or at
multiple things? Generally, if you're playing number 6 or number 7, okay, you're closer to the second new ball, number 1.
Let's talk about, this is 5 and 6, right? It's not 6 and 7.
The middle order, like this. So 5, 1, 2, 3 is the top order. Yeah. Right? 4, 5, 6 is like the middle order.
Right.
And then comes the lower middle order and the tail. 7 and 8 is the lower middle order and, you know, whatever.
Yeah. So in this context, we're talking about 5 and 6.
Yeah. So if you're going to 6, you're technically lower middle order. Now, the role of a lower middle order batsman is predominantly to build small partnerships with the tail ender or protect the tail, right? And try to see how much you can score. That's why you need a guy like a Gilchrist or a Dhoni in a test match, where they come number 6 down the order, and if there's settled batsman, they play the supporting role. If there is no settled batsman, then they play the aggressor. They counter attack, and you want a guy who has that ability to counter attack. So if you see all successful teams, and if you see the number 6 or number 7 position, there is always a counter attacking batsman or the batsman who has the ability to score quick runs. We have Jadeja or a Pant generally. Now you put Rahane there, there's that additional pressure of holding the fort with the bowlers, and Rahane is like the anchor inning. So he's not a supporting role. He is basically the anchor of that's his tendency. Now you have to change that nature of the game. Now you have to play to the role of your, you know, which order you're coming at. So it is definitely a change in how you approach the batting.
Okay.
So at that level, see, we might not have that difference. But if you play at that level, then as a number 6, number 7, you have a specific role.
Okay. Got it. So it is a thing then.
It is a thing. It's definitely
even from his perspective, it is not like a small thing.
from his perspective, I think the huge dent would have been somebody who's of that quality, who's played about 80 odd tests or close to 100 tests, and now he's having a string of bad innings or bad scores.
That itself would be the thing.
That itself for him is enough motivation to go out and spend time in the crease.
Yeah.
No, the more you delay it, the more questions that start creeping into the batsman's mind. So that way it would have affected him. It's easier said than done that, hey, you have to adapt to the team requirement and all. But let's be honest, across the history of cricket, or in Indian cricket at least, with an exception of Rahul Dravid, I have not seen many players adapt to the new role that they have been assigned so easily. It's very, very few. Once they set themselves in a particular position, they continue to play in that batting order. It's only Dravid that I've seen who opened the innings, who played middle order, who came first down. He kept the wickets. He would have done leg umpiring also.
Talk about a change of style. It's not just the order of batting.
Yeah.
It is the keeping and all that stuff.
He's done that. Like, he came lower down the order in one days and T20s just because he wanted to send fast scorers up front.
Yeah.
He did pinch hitting also for us in some of the matches. It's very rare you come across that kind of a batsman, So, it would be difficult for Rahane to adjust to that.
And then Rahane, like we said, unlucky this series, unfortunate for him. But Border Gavaskar still will always be his. And
there are so many that.
So many like that, but that was his captaincy.
Yeah, captaincy was top notch.
It was something else. And it's also the gestures that he did. Well, let's not get digressed again.
Yeah.
Because we have a special.
Then I'll have to speak about Ashwin.
We already have a special on that.
Yeah.
So then we have...
then Pant came in.
Plays
like a very mature 90-year-old guy's innings.
Yeah.
Which is so unlike him. But then we start realizing, because on the other end, there was Lord Thakur.
Yeah.
Who came and said, bro, take it easy, bro. Let me handle the heat.
And also, initially I was like, oh, this guy is playing too slow, too careful. It's like, I think he just wants to stick today. He does not want to go.
Pant or like
Pant.
Uh-huh.
Like, he just wants to stick today. He does not want to go because the conditions are so good.
Yeah.
Like for batting. Clearly, he might get his shots on.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to bite his lip, kind of keep that temptation under control. But then I saw him, the way he was started to game singles and twos. Then I was like, okay, now this is a different mood he's in. Because he's playing smart, actually.
Yeah.
He's playing around with the fielders and he's making it tough for the opposing captain.
And in that session, they almost scored at like 5 runs per over.
It was crazy, dude.
It was ridiculous. They scored about 112 or some shit in that session.
By the time you would have picked up to get yourself a cup of coffee or something, they were at their 50 partnership.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Like, Shardul came and suddenly 50 partnership.
Yeah.
Shardul came and suddenly, hey, what 100 partnership? Hey, Shardul came and like suddenly, oh, he scored 50.
And Shardul even bettered his batting in the first innings.
Cleaner shots.
Cleaner, the flow and the motion. I mean, Rohit Sharma would be happy watching that. Because
Rohit Sharma was happy.
I'm sure he was. Like, I'm just saying the flow, right? The flow that Shardul was able to
Rohit Sharma
achieve.
Didn't make faces even when Shardul was playing. That was how happy Rohit Sharma was.
Yeah, it's like there was no time to make a face.
Yeah, he was just like so mesmerized with what was happening on the ground and deserving 50 once again.
Of course,
Shardul. Once again, Pant missed out on a deserving 50, I felt.
A very commanding style.
No, he scored a 50. Pant also scored a 50.
100-run partnership.
Yeah.
So both scored 50. Pant got out on 50.
On 50.
Like,
I think he was mentally preparing that एक बार वो 50 run cross होने के बाद तब देख. Then you see like 20 ball I score another 50.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just stuck to it.
Yeah.
Just stuck in his Moin Ali's hand.
Yeah. And that was a little unlucky for him because this was the ground where he actually had a century before.
Yeah.
That was a glorious
150 or
glorious test century. But yeah, Pant and Shardul, man, what commanding style of stroke play. It's just so good to watch. And it's kind of
and they were smart shots. They were not like random shots.
Which is why
even in the first innings, barring like 2 or 3 shots that he played, which edged here and there.
Yeah.
They were smart shots. They were good drives.
Which is why, like it kind of annoys me or annoyed me when I saw like Manjrekar, for example. Whenever he's talking about Shardul's innings, right? Dude, he arguably the man of the fucking match.
Yeah.
This guy right here. Yeah. Like with his bowling, his batting, he's just turned the fortune of the match.
No nonsense guy.
And even then, Manjrekar has to refer to his, like when he talks about his batting, right? It has some kind of an amusement for him. It's like, what is this guy? Like some tailender fellow is coming and playing like this. It is comedy for, this guy. He's like, Shardul Thakur. the way he played, and even when there was a ball that from the offside, this guy pulled and he sent it on to the onside. Okay?
Yeah.
How has he hit that for boundary? Now how has he hit that for a boundary? And Manjrekar was just like unbelievable, like, oh, this guy, but he's still not a batsman. He's not able to come to terms with that thing that this guy is not a batsman, but he's batting.
I don't know if you've seen the post-match this thing, what do you call the analysis show, where Harsha Bhogle hosts on Sony Live. Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the post-match thing?
I don't remember. I must have seen. Like we won,
after the first innings, 50 of Shardul, right? So there was Agarkar, Manjrekar, and Harsha Bhogle. And Sanjay Manjrekar gave some typical cliched Sanjay Manjrekar quote.
Of course.
And Agarkar was like, Sanjay is just angry that Shardul has more off drives than Sanjay in England. And Sanjay Manjrekar just went defensive and like, no, you can see my off drives that I played in my career, blah, blah. Yeah. And Agarkar was like, I was joking. And then Agarkar went ahead with some other analysis or some shit. Yeah. But I could see how Sanjay Manjrekar almost wanted to say bits and pieces across Shardul's innings.
I don't remember having seen a clip of Manjrekar anywhere, anytime, where his short stroke play was that confident and, like without doubt and like attacking and like that.
Sanjay Manjrekar? Yeah. No, he was
the opposite of that, right?
He was technically good.
Yeah.
But he was Akash Chopra again. Like, 100 ball, 30 runs. They were that conventional, test players. Where they would just keep playing the day out. But it's not about Sanjay Manjrekar.
It's not about him, but it's just about Shardul Thakur.
It's about Shardul and how well he played.
I mean, this guy deserves it. He batted like a batsman.
Yeah.
Those shots were glorious.
Yeah.
They were drives, they were cuts, they were everything there.
I almost heard Shardul saying, better don't drop me. Like, I deserve to be in this team. Don't drop me.
So when you talk about the Lord's batting, you don't giggle like, in a condescending way.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
but
saying.
that is Sanjay. Sanjay has a problem with...
Shardul?
Who's the other player Sanjay made mockery of?
Oh.
Sir Jadeja.
Oh, I mean, that's famous.
Yeah, so I think Sanjay tries to pick up fights which is not supposed to. But that's Sanjay's problem. We don't want to worry about it. But Shardul Thakur played a great innings. Rishabh Pant played a great innings. But what I will once again admire and which I started liking more and more about the Indian team is the consistency with which the tailenders contribute that 50, 60, 70 runs in the end.
Exactly.
Which is so annoying. The way Umesh Yadav and Jasprit Bumrah played.
Yep.
Oh, sweet Lord.
Too good.
They scored 50 together? Like 28 and 25?
Yeah,
give or take,
close to 50 together,
right?
Yeah.
And do you understand the value of that 60, 70 runs coming from the last 2 wickets?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's everything.
It propelled our lead to more than 350.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine. We'll try to get the importance of that 60 runs. It's not spoken by a lot. I've seen a lot of post-match analysis and nobody speaks about that 60 runs that these 3 guys scored. The reason why I say it's so important is it made a lead look from 300 to 360.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, when we look at the 4th innings of England, they were 100 for no loss.
Yeah.
So if the lead was only 300, they would have had to get only 200 out of 10 wickets.
Yep.
And that is when they would have started eyeing that. That, we have a chance here. But because it was 260, they were like, we have to go for a draw. And that's the importance of that 60, 70 runs that these guys had it in the end. And that is very, very important according to me.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it consistently.
Yeah. And another case in point for that 60, 70 run odd margin of being so important.
Yeah.
Is that's exactly how England won in the previous test.
Yeah.
That extra runs that we gave away is what came back to really bite us.
When Chris Wokes scored that 50 like randomly.
Yeah. That's where we really, it really hurt us that
one.
So
not Chris Wokes, sorry. Somebody else scored, I forgot.
I mean, a bunch of them scored, right? Previous test.
Overton and Robinson.
All of them scored well. So that extra margin that they got is what really pushed it beyond our reach.
Their reach.
That's exactly the same medicine we served back in this test match.
Yeah.
So wonderfully.
And it was beautiful, man. Like once again, it was not dumb tailender batting. You know, it was not the Javagal Srinath kind of batting.
I know,
it was they picked their ball and now they're applying themselves. There's nothing more dangerous than a tailender applying himself in batting.
And of course, after our batting is done, the glorious 466 or 4 whatever.
So the target on the 5th day,
369.
It's 369.
Yeah.
That's the golden number. 369.
Oh yeah, it's the Tesla
Right?
numbers. But
so we knew who was winning right there.
Yeah.
If you could read the Easter eggs or writing on the wall.
The writing on the wall.
Another beautiful episode of ThyGap podcast from the first season.
Check it out.
And then little anticlimax in the beginning. Rory Burns and Hamid just for some reason just stuck.
Sticky and going at a good clip, you know.
Yeah. Ended the day where
77 for no loss.
No wicket gone. I thought it would be another like 50 for 2. Root is batting with a tail end, a night watchman or something like that. That's what I thought.
Okay.
But then these guys stuck.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck.
77 for
So
no
annoying.
loss. And then you think it's still 369. It is still a huge.
They had a
thing
score
to
of what,
overcome.
like 280 odd runs in the last day. It was tough.
They had to go at like 3.5 and over or something.
Yeah. It was 3 plus. I mean, 3.5 and over. But then Shane Warne, I read a tweet of Shane Warne saying like, great test match, all 3 results possible.
Yeah.
But if England played smart, where they score just 70 runs in the first session without losing a lot of wickets, then they pace it up a little, score about another 100 runs with like the major chunk of wickets in hand. What can happen is then they can go all out in the final session because the bowlers are also tired, the pitch is still playing good. If they played out smart, they have a good chance to win. And I felt there was some sense in that.
Which is why India got a lot of credit for wrapping up that first session with 54 runs scored or something. It was quite less.
Not just that, I'll tell you why else I think we should give a lot of credit to Indian bowlers. The pitch was dead, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking dead pitch. For all that threats they gave, like to England dikhate pitch and all. What pitch is that, bro?
It was Umesh Yadav's favorite pitch.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
This is not, I mean, did you make the pitch for yourself or us or to threaten us? What was the deal here?
It was a present. It was a gift to Umesh.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to England.
You can spin the ball at 140 and get some turn, right? But don't expect any swing. But having said that, Bogus, I'm really, really impressed with the way Virat Kohli and team has maintained the ball.
Maintained the ball and the energy. Of course, a lot of credit for that goes to Kohli.
Energy
as
is a given for me now.
It's a Kohli thing.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
I'm not reacting.
But I'm still impressed by how much effort it takes and how much energy it takes to actually keep that energy going. Like I imagine once they go back after the match, right? Especially the guys who keep it going, they're just flat and they're dead. You know, they're not going to
Because I think if you look at it objectively, India had nothing to lose. They were not losing the match for sure. They would have either drawn the match or they would have won the match. And ironically, that is what was England's 2 options. I think they were having this in their mindset where either they were drawing the match or they would lose the match.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever thought that, we can win the match or draw the match.
It never seemed never seemed that way because, or maybe it was a lack of execution because it was pointed out that Hamid's scoring actually really slowed down. I mean, the 77 for no loss that they made the day before, the scoring rate was really good, both sides.
Yeah.
Burns and Hamid.
In fact, Hamid was scoring faster.
And the next day something happened where Hamid almost like slowed down to a crawl.
Hamid missed his breakfast.
Probably. And Burns was kind of still trying to do it.
Yeah.
So.
It was early morning in Oval.
Oval, yeah.
And Hamid forgot to like have his morning breakfast. He picked the wrong bat. He put on the wrong side of the pad. So many superstitious things going on with Hamid.
Yeah.
And then he tied his pony wrong the first time.
He
and
wore the
second
socks
time.
ulta.
He wore the socks ulta.
He did all of these things.
He wore the thigh pad on his chest.
This is inside information.
This is exclusive ECB
It's a
inside
exclusive.
information.
Yeah.
He wore his thigh pad on his chest and all these things were going on. Did you see that? Like he has a pad on his he wore a chest pad.
Yeah.
And the chest pad was almost like covering his back.
It keeps moving inside.
Yeah,
it almost looks like did this guy just came out of the hospital or something? You know,
like bandaged inside.
All kinds of bandage and he's just walking around with a cast
And
on.
generally, you know, when you see a batsman, right, Bogus? I don't know if you observe this. When you see a batsman, you are always able to see his eyes through the helmet.
Yeah.
With Hamid, you can't see anything. Like it's almost like there's a Looney Tunes character where there is helmet and everything is dark inside. Only you can see
The
like,
two eyes.
Yeah, the two eyes or the
Yeah,
smile.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. Like, you don't see how Hamid. I don't know. I would not recognize Hamid if I meet him outside. Like, it's almost like that.
I think just by the walk and by the kind of shoulder shake that he does or whatever.
Or the thigh pad on his chest. I'm sure he never removed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hamid was out of sorts. But I think Rory Burns was not. I think he was pretty sorted.
Yeah.
Very good ball once again. Lord Thakur.
Lord Thakur opens it up again.
Peach of a ball
yeah.
to pick him out.
Oh, yes.
And then Brut comes, doing his bit, like always. Scoring those runs, cutting the ball.
Starting to stick.
Driving through covers and straight drives and all. Getting some quick runs.
Yep.
Hamid gets out. And I think everybody wanted him out, including England.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that was the message that he got during the drinks break, saying that give your wicket away.
Yeah, it's like, all right, conditions are good.
Yeah, like just give the wicket away.
Stick walk.
Get Moeen Ali in. Like, get Pope in. He knows this place better than you. But it was a good ball that Hamid got out also. Like, Jadeja bowled a really good ball.
Yeah.
And then
after lunch. So
India chose not to take the new ball.
Not to take the new ball.
Because...
And did you know that Bumrah was being held back?
Yeah.
Like Kohli was telling Bumrah, not now.
Yeah.
Not now. It's going to. Like he was showing him with his fingers. That
Again, that gully cricket captain.
Yeah.
Hoga, wo reverse hoga tab bulaunga tere ko.
Yeah. So excellent teamwork
in
maintaining the ball and getting into a situation where it starts reversing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Bumrah show.
Resting Bumrah. Just pumping him enough so that when he finally gets the ball, he come in like a mad horse. And the so-called Pope, who owned the Oval's ground, got out for a peach.
Dude,
once again.
You could see he was just shell-shocked.
He was like, this is not the pitch I played on in the first innings.
It's like Germany invaded Poland.
Yeah, it's like, what's happening, bro?
What is happening in this world?
Bro, my bat didn't come down also, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, macha, what is this, da? Suddenly Pope went all Chennai Super Kings. And even before he realized, boom, the middle and leg stump off the turf, but not really. But then, like, they got banged.
What a ball, dude.
And then Bairstow came. Bairstow kept on playing for this in-cutter, outswinger, in-cutter. And then suddenly, macha, 140 kilometer per hour.
Yeah.
On his toes. Root almost was happy that he didn't break his toes. It was almost that look. He was like, okay, wicket gaya to gaya, I didn't break my legs. I'm happy. But what a spell. For 6 overs, kept coming back.
Yeah.
And Bumrah showed that there was reverse in the pitch. You idiots, so-called people who played on this ground all your life, don't you know that it reverses on the 4th day and the 5th day if you maintain the ball?
Dude, that ball he bowled to Bairstow, it looked less like a ball and some kind of a projectile that he just released. And I was thinking, is it a missile? No, it's not a missile because it's not really going like a missile. Then I realized it actually looks like it is moving underwater. It's like a torpedo.
Yeah.
The way it just... swing. It kind of just zoned in on that leg stump, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. It was like a heat-seeking torpedo that he just released and it just went nice trajectory. It just dipped and it just went through.
For me, it looked like a Mitchell Stark's around the wicket Yorker. Like a left-arm bowler, you know how when the left-arm bowlers come around the wicket and throw that like wide of the crease Yorkers, which comes from out of the pitch and into the wickets.
Yeah.
It almost looked like that. And it is so difficult for a right-hander to bowl that over the wicket. It is almost like beautiful. It was perfection. Perfect Yorker.
What a ball, man. That was like jaw-dropping.
I think after that happened and after Virat Kohli decided not to take the new ball, England batsmen's back was broken.
They figured out.
Yeah, they were like, oh, fuck, we can't survive.
And even Joe Root standing on the other side watching Pope and Bairstow just basically come in and walk back again.
Yeah.
He knows it's curtains.
The guys who actually helped them in the first innings.
Yeah.
Right, so Root actually would have felt a little relieved when Pope and Bairstow are still there. He would have been like, okay, you know what, they're in good form.
And there is Moeen
they played
as
well. Yeah. So then maybe we have a chance of like, you know, taking it till the end session and probably the last. But Bumrah had other plans. He needed to go home fast.
Yeah.
And all it took him was like 6 overs.
And then, of course, Moeen Ali walks in after Bairstow goes.
Yeah.
And Jadeja.
Once again. 2 ducks. Bairstow got out for a duck. Moeen Ali got out for a duck.
In a situation where they could have actually just bunted it and played it out.
Yeah.
Saved the match.
Yeah.
There were 2 ducks in the
2 ducks in most crucial session.
Yeah.
Right. And then comes Lord Thakur.
Boop. And says, wait, here's the cherry.
Yeah.
He forgot this.
The icing is going to be done by me.
Yep.
And a loosener, to be honest. Let's be honest. It's not a great ball.
It's more
For
about
Root.
It's more about Shardul.
Yeah.
And
I
not
think
about the ball as much.
I think it was Brut was kind of enticed into the mind games with Thakur and
No, I think what it was is on a metaphysical level, right? It was Root's luck and form
diminishing
in this series. It was fighting with Shardul's influence.
yeah.
So when they're facing each other, right?
Yeah.
In the sky, like we can't see in this dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, but
You need
basically
special cameras.
yeah, their auras of that luck and fortune, they're clashing against each other.
Trying to like work.
They're trying to
their
push
way.
each other back. But Lord Thakur is
Lord Thakur had his way.
He rules.
He threw a complete double, triple, quadruple bluff.
I mean, that ball had the same or similar pedigree
Yeah.
of the ball that Ollie Robinson bowled to get Rohit Sharma out
Yeah.
when the new ball changed.
Even better, I think the ball that Anderson bowled the first test to Virat Kohli. The incoming ball and then leaving him.
No, that's a good ball. I'm saying this ball that Shardul bowled, you were saying it's a loosener. Let's be honest.
It's not a loosener, but what
was
I
not
feel
really a ball
he just
that,
bowled like a safe ball. He just was like, I'll not give away runs. I'll just put the ball in the right spot, kind of a ball.
That's what I mean. The ball itself does not have a very great
Viciousness.
pedigree.
Yeah.
Like Umesh Yadav in the first innings.
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
he took out.
Yeah. So that's what Root got out for an exceptional ball.
The ball that Ollie Robinson bowled, right? It was just like he was tired. He was coming back. His spell was starting. It was first ball. He just balled one like that.
Yeah,
And Rohit Sharma.
Hit
it up and-
okay, that one, the pull you're talking about.
Yeah, the
right?
pull.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
has
I was thinking of the 100 wicket.
Oh no! It has the same similar pedigree.
Yeah,
kind of.
absolutely.
No one
Absolutely.
really mentioned because I kept noticing if anyone would mention, but that ball that Rohit Sharma hit, right?
Yeah.
It came at 118, and that's why he was like so.
And Rohit Sharma is flash.
Yeah, he's flash.
Everything happens too fast for him, bro.
Yeah,
So he got tired of waiting for the ball, went for it, got out.
got out.
And in Root's case, I think it was almost the same. I think the place where Root got beaten was the moment he saw the length and the line. He was like, easy single. So he went way too fast for the shot. Like it looked like he was eager to take that single. Because it was Shardul, I think it was Robinson or who was playing on the other end?
I think after
I think Chris Wokes. Wokes was playing.
Yeah.
So he was like, let Wokes get settled and I'll just give a quick single. So I'll be on the other side to face like a Bumrah or Umesh, whosoever. But then Lord Thakur had his own plans once again. The ball came so late that it took the inside edge and went onto the stumps. It wouldn't have gone anywhere else.
Yeah,
because Lord Thakur did that like in Mahabharat. He took the ball to his eyes and he was like, he gave instructions to the ball. Take the edge and go on to the wickets. Nowhere else. And that's exactly what the ball did.
He won the Battle of Fortunes
Yeah.
with his equal on the other side.
Yeah.
Joe Root and Shardul Thakur. Then it was done.
I think it was just a matter of 3 good balls from either Umesh, Bumrah or Siraj.
And
I feel bad for Siraj though.
Yeah.
I wanted Siraj to have some.
After this, it was Umesh who came back and picked up 2.
He's cleaned
Cleaned
it
it
up.
up.
Messed like
Yeah,
over.
he just cleaned
No
it up.
nonsense. He almost broke Overton's hand with the new ball. You saw the way Overton got bowled?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
the
Overton was literally like, oh shit, forget about me getting wicket. I hurt my hand.
Exactly.
I'm not as lucky as Bairstow.
And he squared him up so much with that ball. I mean,
Beautiful ball.
Umesh Yadav was getting some shape, dude, in this test.
See, the thing is, Umesh Yadav always had shape. Like, I don't think Umesh gave a lot of runs. He bowled at good pace. He bowled at upwards of 130 and like early 140s and all, which for that wicket is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, well deserved, man. The rewards for some good disciplined bowling.
What an amazing victory. Of course, James Anderson tried to throw some water on the excitement.
Yeah, celebrations.
By taking a review and he knew that he had nicked it.
Yeah, he was smiling.
Yeah, he was smiling. It's okay. It's like...
You wily fox, Andy. But all in all, once again, the bowlers pack up England on their backyard on the 5th day.
On a pitch that was not even like it was flat.
Yeah. I mean, you give Ashwin a chance, he would have scored like a double century on that ground. And then he would have nagged about it for like forever. But alas, England lost once again from a relatively commanding position.
A glorious test match for India.
And once again, a testimony of the comeback spirit of India.
Oh yeah, the comebacks are so good to watch. Like I'm really addicted to these comebacks now.
Yeah.
Almost like they're going to make me wish for, flopping in the first innings or something. Because
the thing that happens is now if India even plays a bad innings, you're still stuck to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody will come and do something.
It's going to be someone's day, basically.
Yeah, it was Siraj in one test. It was Shami in the other test, and then there is always exciting characters like Bumrah and Pant. Then it was Shardul Thakur this time and Umesh Yadav. So if you see every player who's come in, they have pitched. Ishant Sharma did his bit when he was playing. Right.
But when it comes to this test, right, when you think about man of the match, what I think is interesting about this test match is that it's not just Rohit or it's not just Thakur. You know,
It was Rahane, you say.
if you look at well, if you look at interesting or significant contributions to the overall proceedings, Umesh has done quite a bit with his bat. He did with the ball. Both innings he took wickets, and they were good, important wickets. He took root that should count for a lot. And
But
then,
so did Shardul.
so did Shardul. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bumrah has had his own stamp on this
but
test match.
okay, see how I look at it is who made it all happen.
No, see, there's not a debate as to who it is.
No, it's not debate.
For me,
I'm
it is
saying-
like it is Shardul.
Yeah, for me also it's Shardul.
It is Shardul.
Even for Rohit it was Shardul.
But what I'm saying is, like, when you look at it was not like it was just this one guy or this other guy and then it was like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like 3 guys, 4 guys, and
It's a team effort. Like literally, even Virat Kohli, like he scored 2 very good 50s.
very good 50s, but also captaincy. He
captaincy,
gets,
yes.
more credit
Good
for the
catches.
captaincy.
He took some good catches in the slip.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whereas England actually dropped a crazy amount of catches.
we
this
so
test match.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, crazy amount of drops.
Number of catch drops they did. Oh my god.
But
Come on,
they have themselves to blame for that. I mean,
Yeah.
you drop Rohit Sharma on 3, and then you again drop him when he's on 30s.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to make a 1-2. Like, you have to be happy he didn't make a double century.
Yeah, you're lucky he didn't go ape shit after 100.
Exactly.
Because if he started going ape shit, it was a matter of 10 overs.
That's about
Before the lead is like 470 or something.
You're thinking triple century territory here. I mean,
Yeah.
got him
But
out from
Shardul for
47.
me was the man of the match. I think with the ball, with the bat, the first 50 was way more crucial than anything.
Yeah.
The second 50 was again good.
The second 50 was the
important,
cherry on the
vital.
cake. It was like...
Took the most important wickets of each innings. He took Ollie Pope. I so forgot that he took Ollie Pope.
Yeah.
Then he took Rory Burns.
Yep.
And then Joe Root. All 3 wickets in the context were really, really important.
Yep.
So in terms of impact, in the measure of impact,
Yeah.
Shardul was way ahead of everyone else. Bumrah one spell, yes. Umesh 120 at 25 and like 6 wickets overall, yes.
I wouldn't say Bumrah just one spell, because the first innings England batting.
No, I'm talking about the impact.
Impact itself, I'm saying. So in the first innings as well, right? It was Bumrah who actually opened the gate by getting those 2 guys quickly, and then Umesh came back and.
So if you look at the count of impact moments, right? Shardul has more impact moments than any of them.
No, it's not a competition between
It's
these
not,
two.
but it is when you're trying to evaluate the judge man
that's
of the match.
I'm saying man of the match is Shardul.
Okay,
Like,
they're not listening to us. They gave
there's
it to Rohit Sharma.
I know their measure was off.
The measure was so off.
The measure was off.
Yeah,
I mean,
they need a better measure.
I get their argument that he was the one to set it, for things to come, like the foundation that has its own importance, because he saw off those balls, crucial balls, so that the ball got softer.
It is fair,
but Shardul obviously is.
The batting contributions were not far off. Like if he was the only guy who scored runs like Joe Root did, where everybody else scored just 20, 30 and all, then I would say like, yeah, Rohit Sharma, great innings. I'm not taking credit away from him. I'm just like clarifying my standpoint. But what Shardul did in terms of impact, once again, is very crucial. I think those impact moments, right? It's not like you'll win a whole session. You win a session by 2-3 crux moments. And Joe Root was telling exactly that, right?
Yeah.
India won all those important moments where they were supposed to, take a chance and win. And we didn't. That's where they won the test.
Oh yeah, and this test match, it kept being even Stevens again and again and again. Like one team went in front, the other team just evened it out.
Yeah.
And till the 5th day, you had results possible.
Till T. After T, I was like, yeah, this is India's match.
Yeah.
No way that England is. If England wins or draws from here, it's like Sydney all over.
Credit to them, yeah. That just shows like what an amazing test match it was. And again, so unfortunate that we were robbed of one more.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. So, Brut, man of the series?
Oh.
Who?
Man of the series would be, for me, Joe Root.
Joe Root, that's it.
Joe Root.
No debate, no questions.
No debate.
Across the multiple contributors and performers, there's one that really stands tall.
Consistency, face the tough competition,
Impact.
took the pressure in.
Yep.
Right, I think Joe Root constantly played under pressure and scored those runs almost single-handedly. Yes, unfortunately, he's on the losing side, but you can't take away the class from the man.
All right. Next question.
Catch of the match?
No.
Like, are we doing that Sony Livka, like best 4 of the series, best 6 of the
Tell
series?
me, Brut. Tell me what you thought. Just tell me. No. My next thing is from batting across the teams, from batting, 3 players who got the most out of this series, like who made the most out of this series across the teams.
Who made the most?
3 batsmen. And you can't say Joe Root because he's already man of the series.
Who made the most? Shardul Thakur for sure.
Yeah.
2 innings he played.
Yeah.
He really applied. But he's not a batsman per se.
So when you say that, you should giggle. Shardul Thakur, not a batsman per se. That's how you have to say it.
Okay. I'm not Sanjay, so I won't say that.
No, you have to learn from him.
I will never.
It's a school of cricket.
2 people I'll never learn from.
Yeah.
Sanjay and Ashwin. Rohit Sharma for sure. He fulfilled that overseas century.
Okay.
Had almost scored at least 1 more century before this.
So you've picked 2 Indians.
Yes. Because you're not asking me to choose Joe Root. So Shardul I would still not consider because just 1 test match. It's like 2 test matches.
Okay.
But very small sample set. So, and also if you're asking who made the most out of the batting, it has to be a batsman. So I would to an extent say Virat Kohli because good 50s, tough conditions. Once again, almost played with the lower middle order, stuck to it, ate the ball, spent time on the crease. Slowly you started seeing those cover drives coming, those on drives coming as we progressed in the series. Especially in the second half of the series, not the first 2 tests. It was horrible in the first 2 tests. So Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma for sure. The third batsman who would have done most for himself, KL Rahul.
Yep.
It's obvious.
Yep.
KL Rahul.
3 bowlers across 2 teams who made the most out of the series.
Robinson for sure.
Ollie
Off the
Robinson.
bat.
Yep.
Off the ball.
Yep, off the ball.
What's his name? Ollie Robinson.
Ollie Robinson, yeah.
How many Ollies do they have, dude? Fuck. Okay, Robinson is 1 for sure. James Anderson without a doubt.
Absolutely.
If we can negate him. I have 2 people in my mind who have done well for themselves across the series. Siraj and Bumrah.
Okay.
I think Siraj again was very instrumental in us winning the second test. 8 wickets, good bowling. Bumrah kept giving you that important breakthroughs across the series whenever he bowled and looked dangerous. Siraj did look weak on the last 2 tests, but understandable to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think he bowled exceptionally well. Siraj, for his experience, and because every time Siraj was brought onto the bowling, he gave you that wicket.
So there we have it. I mean, what a great test series it has been. Unfortunately cut short.
I'm not surprised.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a 2-1 victory.
It's a 3-1 victory according to me.
I mean, yeah, it could be a 3-1 victory. So the prophecy is still on its way to South Africa.
Yeah.
I don't care about this technicality of, let's play the match next year.
Yeah.
Well, fine.
This is now going forward, we'll have the revenge series in South Africa.
Yeah. And in any case, weirdly enough, for this India-England matchups, they have a version of their own cup and we have a version of our own cup. It's not like one border Gavaskar that keeps going between 2 countries. It's like you have a copy, we have a copy. Well, fine, whatever. We have it 2-1.
Yeah.
So they can say they retained theirs. Well, we also have one.
We have many.
Yeah.
We just didn't tell them. But that's about the DarkSwamp series. Stay tuned for our coverage on the 5th test, whenever that is, which might be after 6 months, 8 months, a year, or 10 years. We don't know.
Yep.
But until then, you know what we have to say. Bogus.
ThyGap. Subscribe.
And share.
And
just
share.
like how MSD does. It's about the process.
Hey, thanks for listening. You can follow this podcast on Spotify to get notified of new episodes every Thursday. We're also on Apple Podcasts for those of you who have partaken in the forbidden fruit. If you liked what you heard, leave us a 5-star rating and a comment. Say anything like the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. A rating and a comment really helps us out. It's free, and I'm told that's a great price. But enough about us, huh? Tell us about yourself. Leave us a comment. Our Twitter is @ThyGap and we are _ThyGap on Instagram.